What's going on? It's your dog Art Man Boxing, and we're back with another boxing conversation. Man, sorry for being late. When you feel like you got everything together, you really don't. You got to triple check. But anyway, shout out to Brother Julius early
What's
in on
going
the
on?
show.
What's up,
Shit,
man?
I see you early today.
Hey, I told you, man. I was waiting on my laptop to get in here today. It got here, so I'm
You got
ready.
a new laptop?
Got a new one, man. The dog,
You had to throw that
came.
that Windows 6 away, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, had some issues with it anyway, so it was all good, man. I just had to order it. And this
Yeah,
one's better, man. It's clear.
I
It's
see.
it's good, bro.
Looking good, sounding good. I see you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Shine.
Of course. Ready.
Man,
My boy fighting this weekend. I'm ready, man.
who's your boy?
Frank Martin.
Oh yeah. He sure is fighting this weekend, man. He about to
Yeah.
man. He has to not do that. I'm sorry because Richard Cole. Last time I seen dude, Richard Comey fucking knocked his ass clean out.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of surprising. But you know, some fighters, man, when they gain a little fame, because remember when he beat up Rolly, he gained some fame behind that. So
He
some
was talking
guys
back.
lose focus and they don't train and all type of stuff, man. So because Comey shouldn't have been knocking him out like that.
Comey sent his ass through the ropes, and
Right.
I mean through the ropes. It was one of those COVID cards too.
Yeah, exactly. It was shocking.
Said salute, just about to hit the gym. Shout out to my dude Alfred, man. I just left the gym, man. I'm chilling now at the crib.
All right, I got to give it to you, brother. You done reconfigured your body, man. You looking good, brother.
Oh yeah, because I've been them trolls. Don't let them glasses fool you. I got some serious hand. I could put some on you, man. I be trying to tell these dudes, like,
Well,
man,
you say don't let them glasses fool you.
don't let the glasses fool you, man. But shout out to the brother D Hive in the back.
T-High, what's up, man? I ain't talked to you in a minute.
What's going on, fellas? Yeah, I just got back from the gym myself. Everybody gymming. That's what's up.
Yeah, you got to, man. I
What's
got to
up,
get as
man?
much working out as I could before the baby get here. I know that.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. Your ass ain't gonna be getting no sleep.
Man, look, I know it's coming. It's coming, but it's a blessing, man. But speaking of fatherhoods and dads and all that shit, did you hear about Daniel Kinahan and
Damn,
Tyson Fury?
there's some more shit.
Yeah, that 5 million. I don't know if
Oh yeah.
Julius heard. Julius, did you hear about that?
About what about the 5 million? About
He
that's the
got five
bounty.
million on. He put 5 million on Tyson Fury's head allegedly.
Well, that's not shocking because we all know that Kinahan and Christy Kinahan are real live gangsters, man. You know, so that's what gangsters do because now it takes now it's about protecting uh Tyson Fury instead of capturing him. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's getting crazy now, man. It's getting
Yeah,
crazy.
it's super crazy. He said, let me shout out to everybody in the chat. My dude, Isaiah Felix said, Luke Fury and his family is senior partner in the DK mob, but that ain't news to folks. Yeah. Yeah. And then he said, I'm hyped for Frank Martin. We are as well. Said, you about to be a 24/7, my guy. That's for real. Said, salute Art Man and the family. Yeah, we on it. We on it. Most
What's up,
definitely.
Diana?
I stay on it because today I read an article from ESPN. This time they got a different writer up there, but I read the article, and
Mm-hmm.
man, oh man, it's funny because one article from ESPN is basically saying they don't know why. It, undisclosed reasons, undisclosed reasons why Tommy Fury couldn't come to America. And then you got the
Right.
New York Times that says Fury was denied entry due to United from the United States due to his connections with Daniel Kinningham.
Right. The mob ties. Right. Hey, look, man. We have not just from ESPN, but we have seen this from Fox, Fox Sports, Fox News, CNN, CBS Sports. They all into that garbage, man. If they like someone, they'll omit things. You know what I'm saying? And also, they haven't said any. ESPN hasn't reported anything about Bob Arum involvement in it because they doing business with him. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, reporting now, I mean, in my time, and I'm talking about in my youth, it wasn't no internet to report this stuff, man. So now, internet reporting is going to have to be, important because a lot of this information, there's still people out there that only listen to news and sports from big, organizations, ESPN, the networks. But now people like yourself and other people that's reporting are gonna have to start to report the actual things that's going on because these guys got these relationships, so they don't want to fracture their relationships, so they just omit things. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part is, I'm not out here saying I'm some type of journalist or whatever. I got some type of degree and all that shit. Hell no, I'm just a boxing supporter. And I noticed that shit's not getting reported. So I'm just speaking on it.
Bro, we all are, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, but that cell phone is your camera, and you can be a journalist out there or a reporter by just being on the scene now. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need no degree no more. You know, I mean, look at those YouTube channels. People are being sports channels, and people and YouTube is paying them. You know what I'm saying? So, hey,
Yeah,
if you
I feel
report
it.
news, bro, you're a reporter.
I feel bad personally for like y'all was talking about Frank Martin fighting this weekend. I feel
Hmm.
bad because Jackson Marinas is a late replacement.
Hmm.
So like there's a very real possibility he gonna get in there and get destroyed because Frank Martin is not the kind of person you want to train for on like a whatever ass notice. So that's gonna be a fun fight to look at.
Yep.
I
Shout out
think,
to Diana Branch in the chat. She says, "Congrats, Art Man, on your weighted blessing, sweetheart. Thank you so much."
but the thing is, D Hive, about that, um, I felt like Nunez would have got the same thing, but Marquise or Jackson, I don't feel that this is necessarily short notice because he was getting ready for a fight anyway. And he was on standby because guys knew that Nunez had visa issues. So he was already getting ready for this fight anyway. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but the difference is that Nunez and Marquise are two different type of fighters. Jackson gonna get out there and try to box, where Nunez was gonna get out there and try to punch. So,
Okay,
you know,
so he'll get his ass destroyed at 100%. I like to hear that.
yeah, oh, he had 100%. Yeah, this ain't the average. We grab you 5 days before the fight. We need somebody to jump on. No, he was on standby the entire time.
Okay, good. Jackson Marinas will get his little payday. Frank
Yep.
Martin look good, but hey, y'all hear about Lomachenko cleared from the war?
Do you think he ever really was there?
Hell
Hell
no,
no.
but I'm just glad he's gonna be back on U.S. soil. And now my eyeballs are looking at Tank. Tank, you were talking shit. You were talking good shit about how your next opponent gonna be certified. Now is your opportunity. Devin Haney has a fight. Everybody else has a fight. Ryan Garcia is a bitch, and he's not gonna fight you. Lomachenko's coming back to the United States. That needs to be your first, second, and third priority. Is
Well,
breaking him
well,
off.
well. Let me go on and pour some water on you right quick. Tank Davis ain't fighting Lomachenko this fight, and I'm gonna
Goddamn.
tell you the reason why. One major reason why he is still signed to Al Heyman and PBC.
You think
Al
that's really it?
Al Heyman and PBC is not gonna do a fight with Lomachenko at this stage unless Lomachenko come up and defeats Devin Haney or someone like that. They're not gonna do a crossover fight. This is me now. You know what I'm saying? The fan in me want to see it, but what I see on the outside is this: they're not gonna do any business with Lomachenko because they don't feel that it's if they're gonna do a fight that's just gonna be a regular fight, they're gonna do business with their own guys. So look for somebody like Michael Rivera or look for somebody. Look, don't be shocked if Chris Colbert get the call. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, who knows? It could be Tevin Farmer. I'm just telling you, I don't think it's gonna be Lomachenko because number one, Lomachenko don't want a hard fight. His first fight back, already been seeing people talking about him fighting. Let me think of the dude name, man.
The
It was
dude,
some low level fight. You know what I'm saying?
I think Tank gonna fight
Oh
what's his
yeah,
name, Ali.
Nakatila, right?
Nakatana, the
Nakatila.
African fighter.
Yeah,
They talking about him fighting him,
dude who just knocked out Burchell. They're gonna be like, oh well, he just knocked out Burchell, who's been
right?
knocked out like
And
three,
they
four
gonna
fucking
forget all
times.
about Shakur beating him up. You know what I'm saying?
Damn bullshit. I'm so sick of this dude. I'm so sick of this bitch dude. Like I just like, and then it bothers me because all this time he was talking big shit about how he's hunting Tank, and now all of a sudden, well, not Midwest. Abner Morris said on camera he don't want that shit no more. That shit is done. He ain't getting ready to do that. Get his fucking eyeball knocked back out.
Mountain Dew.
But
Mhm.
But yeah, man, it's just so annoying, and I'm so sick of this dude getting back-to-back title shots because he's just gonna beat up on a scrub and then wait for Devin Haney to get finished and keep Devin Haney in the division, depending on the contract language. That's what's annoying.
Yeah, probably so, man. I mean,
I mean, Devin
boxing
Haney gonna
a
beat
lot
him,
of
but
times so
still,
predictable.
like I picked Devin Haney to beat him by decision, but still, it's irritating that he's even getting the shine. Because even in defeat, they're gonna be like, "Oh, look, he's still the great." Like, god damn, that's why I just want him to get fucking wasted, like just one punch wasted.
Well, my question is this: if it was a fighter out there that was 15-2, would guys be clamoring to fight that 15-2 fighter that lost to a journeyman, a guy with about 14 losses or 12 losses, and Tio? I'm just wondering, would people be clamoring to fight that 15-2 fighter?
I would with all that media hype on him. That's a good scout. Shit.
Top Rank, I believe, is saving Lomachenko for Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, because they probably pick him to beat Devin Haney, and then they're gonna have Shakur try to clean up shop, but it ain't gonna happen.
That's exactly what I think that they see it as. So
Yeah.
they're not going to try to mess up their money because people got to remember, Top Rank right now is going through some issues in regards to Bob Arum and that situation with the MTK. So they're not going to be doing a lot of crossover fights. You know what I'm saying? And also with the lawsuit going on with Terrence Crawford, I just feel like Top Rank just want to stay, where they at and just do business with Top Rank and
Yeah,
ESPN.
yeah, and that's cool because, like I said, Lomachenko not gonna beat Devin Haney unless they rob him in the states, which they probably plan on doing. So once he gets his ass whooped, then that'll be cool. And then hopefully they have the same energy. And honestly, when Devin Haney beats Lomachenko, I hope he drops the belts, goes up to 140, and then anybody who wants some can have some. Tank can come get some. Lomachenko can come get some. Shakur Stevenson. I mean, shit. When Devin Haney was talking shit about Gary Russell, Big Gary, Antoine said he wanted some. So shit, let's get it.
Hey man, that's
Speaking
a
of up and
serious
coming
fight,
fights,
brother.
what do y'all think about Jake Paul versus Hakeem Rockman Jr.?
Happy for Hakeem Jr.
Yeah,
He
that's a good
played the
paycheck.
game. I'm gonna say this, D-Hive. He played the game correct because he was a sparring partner for Jake Paul. And what's the best way in boxing to not mess your money up? Allow the big fighter to think that he's beating you up. Listen, man, Larry Holmes did not saying the guys we know ain't on this level, but Larry
Julius,
Holmes did that to Muhammad Ali. He gassed him up. And oh, I'm just this poor sparring partner. Then he went in there and beat Muhammad Ali so bad that he cried.
you know what I'm
Rockman is
thinking?
gonna do the same thing in this
You know what I'm
situation, man.
thinking? You know what I'm thinking, brother Julius?
Think he
What's
gonna
that?
lay
Check,
down?
check this out.
Ah, you think he
You
gonna
think he's
lay
gonna
down?
take a dive? Hey, if if he
I got
does, we're gonna
I
see
gotta
it.
correct. Look, with Rockman Jr., I remember. I gotta pull you to the side, brother Julius, and have a
Mhm.
conversation about that brother. That brother denied Tyson Fury cheated, and even
Oh
made claims that
shit!
gloves can be like that, this and that. We just talking crazy business, all that. I
Hey,
remember.
I didn't know he was out there doing that.
Damn.
Hey, look, and that's bad news. But look, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Up until this point in this situation, he played the game right because if you a sparring
Yeah,
partner
get
for
your
Jake
money. I
Paul,
ain't mad at
you
him getting his money.
yeah, no, I'm saying this kid been boxing since he was 9 years old. Now he's not. I wouldn't even consider him a good fighter. He's just a fighter. Okay. Now, there's no reason that Jake Paul should have been beating him up for the last couple years unless he was thinking to himself, I want Jake Paul to think he can beat me. So he gonna get a payday and he might take a dive. I don't know. He might. I didn't know he was saying that about the brother Deontay Wilder, but
And
I don't know.
isn't the dude that knocked him out like Tommy Morrison's son?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tommy
and he
Moore.
just
Yeah,
got knocked out by Tommy Morrison's son.
yeah.
Tommy Morrison's son is actually kind of solid, to be quite honest. Like he's
I
like
mean,
fucking.
I never seen it though. I'm gonna keep it 100. I never seen it.
It was on Triller. I watched it, but Tommy Morrison's
Rock
son is like,
won the first 3 rounds, or the first 2 rounds. He won them,
yeah,
and then he got caught.
Tommy Morrison's son is like fucking 20-0 with 18 knockouts. He's actually not garbage. Like he's actually not terrible.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be some trash, but he actually be putting niggas down. So shit.
It's crazy, man. I'm ready to see that fight, man. I'm actually I'm actually gonna watch a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Only because like I told Art Man earlier in the week, I've known, you know, Rockman Jr. since he was a youngster, man. But I don't know, man. If he take a dive, we're gonna be able to know it right away.
Yeah,
Trust me, we're gonna know.
especially with
Yeah,
the
extreme
pedigree.
willpower. You're right. He was winning every round until he got gas and got caught with a shot. But
That's
let
all.
me say this though, man. When you done boxed and been around boxing with your dad, like it ain't no excuse for fatigue in the third or fourth round, man. Like you got to get in shape, man. You got it. If you ain't nothing else as a fighter, you supposed to be in shape.
I mean, yeah, one would hope, but it is what it is. And also his I mean, both their competition was whatever. So maybe he didn't expect Tommy Morrison's son to bring as much as he brought or keep his power late. But shit, he turned the juice up on him.
Right. And I mean, look, man, ain't neither one of them guys, and I'm talking about Tommy Morrison and Rockman Jr. Ain't none of them guys gonna win a world title, and they're
Nah,
probably not even gonna be fighting for a world title. You know what I'm saying?
nah. If either one of them managed to crack top 10, I would be legitimately surprised.
Yeah, superly.
Yeah,
That's
they're
not
just
even a word, but
yeah,
that's how crazy it would be.
they're just not big enough. Like they're not big enough to fuck with the top 10 dudes. They're just not tall
Right.
enough. Their reach isn't long enough. They just don't have the physical attributes.
And another thing with Rockman, man, the brother did a prison stint about something he did stupid when he was young, man.
Oh shit, he went to jail. Damn.
Yeah, he went to prison. You could Google this while I'm talking. Um, it was about a car accident where a guy got killed, and I want to say that they lied about the accident, or maybe he was going grossly over the speed limit. But anyway, he did a couple years in prison, man. And the brother paid his dues. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't drunk, but nothing like that. But he paid his dues to society, man. And it's good to see the brother back, man. And you know, then he had that situation when him and his brother sued Mayweather. You know what I'm saying, for the that sparring session. So he had a couple, fallbacks, things that has hurt him, as far as his boxing career. So that's why he didn't get as, far as he probably could have. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, a jail sentence.
Okay, so y'all, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
So on Rockman's page, right, and it's on
Mhm.
my last tweet on Twitter. He a brother's explaining how Tyson Fury is cheating with the flappy glove, and he's able to hit Wilder with his bare fist, pulling down on the glove. Now Hasim Rockman Jr. says, "Is this cheating? Question mark. There is nothing in the Queensberry rules that says what you can do with your hand once it's inside the glove."
I mean, isn't that why they have regulations on wraps? Because that happens inside the gloves as well, and that's
Yeah. So
I don't know,
I'm
man.
gonna tell you this: if you explain it the way that is supposed to be explained, you know, you can't pull your hands at the bottom of the glove. They're gonna make you like Dion said, they'll make you rewrap and things like that. This whole entire situation, I'm telling you, man, I blame one person, man. I blame JD's. And I blame Deontay Wilder for having JD's in a situation where you got to depend on this incompetent guy to go into I mean, think about this for a second, brother. Deontay Wilder is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if he's 30, 40, whatever. It's been hundreds of great heavyweights. He's a good, great American heavyweight. How do you, in your biggest fight, have JDs go into the corner, into the other locker room, and check the hand wraps? This a guy that has no boxing background, none. You can't allow a guy like that to go into a corner. You can't allow a guy like that to go into a dressing room in your biggest event, man. That's my opinion, Art, man. I'm just telling it. I'm just telling it 1,000, man. You gotta let Malik or somebody that's been in the ring, even your trainer, go in there. How you let JD's do it?
but he ain't blame JD's. He blamed
Hey,
Mark
and and
Breland.
and if and if the good brother that I respect was up here, I would say something to him about that. Because you gotta blame him because he was the one in the locker room when this happened.
True.
and the fact that nobody on the team ever petitioned the commission to get the fucking to get the tape that was supposed to get the recording of the hand wraps is some bullshit on the entirety of Team Bomb Squad. But like I was telling Artman on the last show, JD's just a nigga that own a gym. He doesn't actually he's not like a boxing person. I don't believe he has any amateur professional experience. And Deontay Wilder is the only person I believe he's ever really cornered for in the pros. So he's just a dude that happened to own a facility. And Wilder's like, hey, I'm trying to box so I can take care of my family. So can we get something cracking here? And JD was just like, well, sure, buddy. You know,
Right.
he didn't know shit. He was just like, oh, this dude's huge. You might be able to do some damage. And then after the Olympics, they were like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna stick with this.
And to be honest, man, knowing how they do a lot of boxing in the South, and what I mean in the South, I'm not talking about Texas, because that's serious boxing go on in Texas. But if you look at a lot of boxes in Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, with the exception of a few guys, okay? With the exception of Hey, speak about it, humble servant. But in the event, a lot of guys get guys like Deontay and people like that get in the gym, and they really want to use them as fighters that go around and just fight fights and lose, but they could get a little bag here and there. You know what I'm saying? JD's did not have any idea that Deontay Wilder could fight. Any idea?
You know who else is on record, Mr. Humble Servant? Y'all man Roy Jones Jr.
Roy was
Praising,
Roy
praising.
was sipping that
What did
Kool-Aid.
he say about Kinahan?
I gotta pull it up.
Damn, Roy been talking some bullshit lately, man. Like, go get me raw. Like, I'm like, bro, Roy.
Well, I can tell y'all Badu Jack would praise him because Badu
Oh,
Jack,
Badu Jack is
he
yeah,
spent the majority of his time doing fights in Dubai.
yeah, Badu. I think Badu Jack is MTK affiliated. So yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
But and that's because Mayweather wasn't getting him any fight. Like what you said about dudes who want some dudes to get in there and lose to make a bag. Outside of fucking Tank, that's Mayweather's entire stable full of sacrifices. Outside of Tank and like Richardson Hitchens, that's like all they have.
Yeah.
Let me read the exact quote for y'all.
Yeah,
Roy Jones said, and this is in an article, it's from May 27th of 2020.
Okay.
It says, I've spent a lot of time with my friend Daniel Kinningham. And what I love about Daniel is that he is more concerned about the boxers than he is about anything else, Jones shared. It's very hard to find people in the business that think like this. Most people to the sport look at boxers like race dogs or race horses, but not Daniel. Not good old Mr. Daniel. He didn't say that, but he did say they look at him like race dogs or race horses, but not Daniel. Jones continued. He treats you like a boxer or as a friend, and sometimes even as his own kid. So I think he's fantastic addition to the team at KHK Sports.
Let me say this, Art Man, and this right here is gonna sum it up. When you got drug money, and you know what I'm saying, where he had money at his disposal that he could throw away millions upon millions and almost billions of dollars, man, it's just like dating a woman. You can buy love, brother. You
Yeah.
can buy love. Daniel was out here. What's a salute 88? Daniel
What's
was
up,
out here
88?
buying love, man. He was buying love. He was buying love. With everybody that he came across, he bought them with love. Think about it. A lot of the fighters that Daniel had, he wasn't making money off them guys. He only had those guys because he wanted to try to money launder. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he was throwing away money. You know what I'm saying? That was his game. In my opinion, the only person that he made any money off of was Tyson Fury. Everyone else, he was just money laundering.
That's true.
Damn.
And
Humble,
I feel he was paying people to say nice comments about him.
Of course.
He
humble
paid
servant.
Roy Jones. Roy Jones don't care nothing about that dude.
Right. Humble servant says Shelly Finkel set Wilder up. What? Damn.
Hey, like I say, man, like Diana said in there, how can you go and seeing JD's and why would JD's agree to go in there? Look, man, people talk all the time about these white folks, right? Hey, you got two of them right there, Shelly and JD's. We don't know them guys.
I don't know them guys at all.
Shelly Finkel is cool with Al Heyman because Shelly been in the boxing game since the early 80s with when he was had Meldrick Taylor, Pernell
He's out there with
Whitaker,
the sled
Mark Breland.
contracts.
Yeah.
The only reason I tried to give Shelly Finkel some credit is when they were out there trying to bullshit Wilder, saying that he was ducking Klitschko. Shelly was the one that put it on blast that said that Klitschko actually offered Wilder some step aside money so he could take Bermain's scalp because he didn't want to see Wilder. And Shelly was like, "Oh hell no!" He tried to give us some fucking step aside, and we were like, "No, we getting the championship." And then once we clip Tyson Fury, we'll see you after. But then his bitch ass went to go see AJ. So
Well,
that's the only reason
well,
why I gave Shelly
well,
Finkel
you got to
any sort of credit.
understand, Shelly Finkel was Vladimir Klitschko manager for his whole career.
He was.
Yeah, Google it, you'll see.
Well, see that makes me give him a little bit more credit because he turned down that step aside money and fucking had Wilder get a belt.
And again, Shelly Finkel only had a partial management with Wilder because him and Al Heyman worked together so much. You have to remember those guys were music promoters, together. But Shelly was in the boxing game before Al Heyman was. And so he brought Al Heyman along in the game, gave him knowledge or whatever. But Al took it and ran with it. But those guys were, like I said, together. And I'm not saying that Shelly Finkel definitely did something dirty. I'm just saying, I just don't understand and will never understand how he sent JD's into the corner's locker room in the biggest fight of his life. Incompetent, man. That was an incompetent move.
Well, Team Bomb Squad, aside from maybe Wilder and Malik Scott, they are not known for having intelligent staff members.
Mm.
My thing is, when it comes to the brother Wilder, I respect Wilder, and he trusts these people for a reason. But sometimes a lot of shit can go down behind closed doors that people just don't expect. Like I explained on the show last time, you just don't expect a motherfucker to come in here cheating like that. You don't.
In
Man, I ain't
boxing,
gonna
brother,
lie.
you gotta expect anything. In
Yeah, you
sports,
don't. But that's the
people
thing is,
people use steroids every day. In track and field, in boxing, any individual sport, man, it's so much steroid use. So that lets you know, number one, they cheating. In boxing, we done seen people pull the wraps off the gloves. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go by things we have seen. We have seen people bring different type of drinks into the corners. So we've seen every type of cheating there is. And that's the crazy part, is that 99% of the time it doesn't happen. But what happens if it's that 1%? You gotta guard that 1%.
Yeah, and I remember too, even back in like the '80s, when Panama Lewis was on that bullshit, everybody got on his ass about that. And I was like, Panama
He
Lewis,
got banned.
they got him out. Yeah, they got him out the paint immediately. But
Right.
now we got people in here copping please. And Alfred, I'm not riding Shelly's dick. I'm just talking about the reason why I didn't really suspect him and where I gave him some points. He could easily be implicated, just like JD's bitch ass. Rather it's pure incompetence, or rather it's because they were threatened or whatever. But yeah, somebody in there was suckling from the mob teeth and shit. And I wouldn't be shocked if it was Breland. Because if you look at that interview, he seemed pretty salty for the better part of a year, just holding in all kinds of anger and grudges and shit. And then he said, "Oh, I never handled his water," and then we got him in 4K handling water.
Hey brother, now my opinion, I don't believe that Mark Breland did anything wrong, with the exception of maybe he didn't teach Deontay different things over the amount of time that he had him. But as far as the cheating thing, you know what I'm saying, giving him bad water, and stuff like that, I don't believe he did that. But I also don't believe that maybe he gave Deontay his all in training. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of people that failed Deontay Wilder. I'm gonna say that a lot of people failed him.
I
He
feel like it
had.
was JD's who been in. I honestly feel like JD's probably the one who knew of the water being like that and gave it to what's his name, Mark Breland, to give it to Wilder.
I mean, have we? I'm
Because
just wondering.
when I heard Mark Breland on that interview, he sounded like the way he said, like, "Well, JD's so damn stupid, he couldn't tell if anybody put anything in the water." And I'm like, you making it seem like you know that this nigga is involved with this shit, but you don't want to just flat out say he was involved. That shit's tough. But it is what it is, man. I guess we just gonna find out when the truth comes when it comes to light.
It always
But
come out.
it always come out. But my thing with the reason why I'm doing this live stream is to talk about the whole ESPN keeping the audience in the dark. They've been keeping people in the dark, man. Like they just they're making it seem like this fight with Jake Paul and Tommy Fury just some undisclosed reasons the fight just gets called off.
Well, again, Disney. They can't. They're not. They're not about to do all of that. They're just gonna keep it pushing. Disney.
You think they might be working with a deal with these people as well to tell them that, hey, man, we can give you as much information we know on Tyson Fury?
At the top rank level, probably, but at the Disney level, they're just trying to mitigate press damage because, like I said, Disney is involved in multiple suspect things in the United States. You know, from wage theft and the special districts with the U.S. government. Disney got all kinds of bullshit going on. The last thing they need is this bullshit. So I think they're just doing damage control, trying to mitigate the spread because that's not what ESPN is not truly known for boxing outside of Top Rank anyway. So they just want to keep it at Top Rank and be like, Bob, you tell these fucks what you know, or we can either offer you a buyout and clip the hedges around here, or we can drop you just like HBO did.
Well,
Except we're not gonna go under.
Well, here's the thing with ESPN and Bob Arum go back 40 or 50 years because he was the first person to really do fights on ESPN, Bob Arum, Top Rank. Then for about a 10 or 15-year spread, ESPN worked with all promoters. Then they worked with Al Heyman and PBC exclusively. Now Top Rank is back. So Bob Arum is never going to just totally mess that up. And they protect each other because everybody know what happened with the Jake Paul situation. But if they start bringing up Jake Paul and Tommy Fury and Daniel Kinahan, they also going to have to talk about Bob Arum's involvement with Daniel Kinahan. So they don't talk about Daniel Kinahan at all. Then their reporter, Mike Coppinger, was seemingly an agent for Daniel Kinahan. So they don't want to talk about him because now they're going to have to talk about one of their own reporters and they're going to have to talk about Bob Arum.
Yep. I noticed that they had a new writer cover up the story for the Tommy Fury. They ain't have Mike Coppinger write that story. I wonder why.
Has Cop been posting on Twitter?
I don't know. He got me blocked.
Oh, so let me
but y'all go check that out. Check it out.
Yeah, because it's been a minute since I've seen a fucking Cop post. Let me see. Okay.
Probably blocked you too.
Nah, I'm on his page right now. Okay, so he just been retweeting. He hasn't been posting a lot of shit. Yeah. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
What about Dan Rafael?
His fat ass is implicated.
Say that again.
Is Dan Raphael's fat ass involved? Like I didn't even like.
I mean, Dan Raphael ain't working for nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
But
like,
the thing is,
what the fuck is he?
I'm just thinking about the guys who had the Wilders, who's part of the Wilder smear campaign. Who all of the guys that was on that Wilder smear campaign? Where the fuck are these guys at?
They either fucking trying not to get locked up or laid down out here in these streets. Fucking every time they try to hit the airport to go somewhere, their passports are flagged and they know that it's dangerous staying put. Only person that got any kind of security is Kinahan, which is why he chose a non-extradition treaty country, and it's all sweet until the bread run out.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the bread, you know. I mean, he going back to what he do best: selling drugs, selling guns. You don't need a bank like that when you're doing that. That bank situation was only, in my opinion, it's not because Daniel Kinahan loved boxing. I believe it was the brother. I can't remember his Christie Jr. Is the money man. And I believe that he saw that boxing is the wild, wild west. That's the best way to go and clean your money legally.
True.
You know,
Right.
Man, he
yeah.
probably seen that. Nah,
And
this he's been in boxing longer than that. I was gonna say he probably seen how much money Floyd versus McGregor made.
well, the Kinahan's been into boxing and other sports, man, for a long time, man. So they know how this thing worked. You know what I'm saying? And you
But
know,
they never had the people on them like this.
hey,
Yeah.
it's only when they try to go legal, man.
Yeah.
It's only when they try to go legal with it. If they had stayed selling dope and killing, no one would have known about those guys, man. They would be unknown over here to the average guy like myself.
Right. And I'm still trying to figure out what was it they were they trying to. I'm trying to figure out what got them on the U.S. government's radar. Was it that they were trying to conduct operations in the Middle East, or was it Mexico, or like which one did it? Or did they kill like an American? Like which one did it?
I've been hearing a lot of things. I heard, or I honestly feel like me personally, I feel like the reason why the spot got hot is by Tyson Fury just even mentioned his name as somebody who made that fight, uh, Joshua versus Fury.
Well,
I feel
that's
like none
true.
of this shit would have happened if Tyson Fury didn't make the spot hot. But
And
as of late, I think that could be true. I believe that they probably did
Mhm.
end up killing the foreman.
because somebody always end up getting popped over this shit. Like I said, it could be anybody, and it don't even have to be nobody getting clipped. It could just be a senator's daughter overdosing on the product, and the next thing you know, the senator just sends out a little memo in Washington, and then he's like, I want this whole organization clipped, just on some revenge type shit. That's how the government really be working. So it really doesn't take much.
You're right. That is true.
Yeah, like it really doesn't take much. They already had the info. That's why everybody getting clapped up so fast. And the fact that they were trying to integrate with the American sporting industry is even worse because now you're talking about fucking up Vegas money. Niggas put good money on Wilder just to get their shit fucked up.
Facts, Diana. Facts, Jason. I mean, just point blank, man. Y'all are right. This is
Boxing is a
boxing
criminal paradise.
paradise. I mean, look at what Don King. I mean, look, man. I love the brother Don King, but I just gotta be real about it, man. This guy was able to do a lot of dirt out here. That I mean, all promoters, Aaron, them guys would Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn, them guys wouldn't be able to do these things, man. In basketball, or not without getting a RICO charge or made to sell their team. Could you imagine? I'm just going to bring an example. Could you imagine, or how many times do you see guys that are owners in sports, in any major sports, get sued for non-payment or get racial discrimination lawsuits? Now they happen, but it's very rare. It happen all the time in boxing.
Well, the discrimination lawsuits that's been in the last decade with the NBA and NFL, that's been pretty popular.
But
But
it's against the entire league. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about individual owners. The only individual owner that really went rogue was the
that was
Donald
Clippers.
Sterling.
Right? Yeah, I remember when.
You see
So
what I'm
far,
saying? But boxing got plenty of Donald Sterlings.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean the Hearns are the worst. And it's a lot of people that love protecting those guys, man. It's amazing the amount of love they get from uh, Puerto Rican fans, Dominican fans, and some female black fans. And I'm actually trying not to call a couple of them names out, But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's amazing, man. Those guys are racist to the core. And people sit right here and, the guy said, you know, Barry Hearn talked about slave contracts and whips and chains and you know what I'm saying, and plantations, and his black folks sitting out here. Oh man, that ain't racist. You're taking it out of context. Okay,
I
Wait,
took
hold.
exactly how he said it.
yeah,
The fuck?
Extreme said that Lawrence Coley called him measurement man. Lawrence Coley better shut the fuck up. First of
He
all,
called
Matchroom,
what?
he,
Matchroom is a plantation,
no,
and I got.
I agree, but he better stop talking that shit because first off, he looked horrible his last fight, and second off, that's gonna be the end of the bread truck for him.
But see, D Hive, and I feel you. But I got into it with somebody on Twitter about that same thing because this young lady told me that that Lawrence should feel she said it was a blessing that he should, pretty much shut up and punch. And I said, why?
Why? He's
See,
not getting
because
anything special.
because here's the thing. A lot of times in life, and I ain't no preacher, but I'm just gonna speak it, man. We care so much about money that we think that that Lawrence actually owed a Hearn something. So what if he garbage? You know what I'm saying? Those guys are freaking racist, man. They be taking money. You know what I'm saying? They'll put one money amount, they'll agree to an amount and put another amount on the contract. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. I
And
I mean,
and
I'm all
also
for it, man. Straight up.
look at the promotion. Like Lawrence Coley is a fucking cruiserweight champion, and you got a dude named Mark Castro who get his ass whooped every other fight, gets dropped, but because he looks like Elon Musk, gets all the promotion in the world. Lawrence, like I don't know what that woman was talking about, but Lawrence Coley has nothing to really be thanking her for. I mean, he's been putting in his work, and he really hasn't been getting all this fucking recognition. I mean, I know cruiserweight isn't shit as a division right now, but it's not like he's being heavily pushed or promoted.
Right. And again, and I agree with one thing that she said, and she said that a lot of these guys will allow these white promoters and white people in general to call them ends, and they'll allow them to do that and be all happy with it as long as everything going right. And I agree with that. I've seen that game happen a lot. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, how long does people have to treat folks any kind of way and people not call them out on it? You know what I mean?
Hell
Like,
no. Now I wish my employer would say some ends and
oh
all
no,
that shit.
I don't
Man, I
play none of
look.
that.
I wish because I wouldn't put my hands on them. I'll just have my phone on straight record,
Oh,
and I'm be
hey,
an
most
N word
definitely.
laugher to the bank.
No, most definitely. You know,
Yeah, and and the funny thing is that Eddie Hearns, when he said the slave contract shit, he was literally bragging. I think Anthony Josh was like right behind him. He was literally bragging, saying that no matter what he does, no matter where he goes, if he makes any money in boxing, Matchroom will be entitled to a percentage. So if he wants to come back and he wants to do an exhibition when he's 70 years old and we're all gone, Matchroom will be entitled to a percentage. I'm like,
Yep.
damn, AJ, and you signed this bullshit? Nigga, you're paying taxes to another person forever. You're an idiot. I'm like, do you realize how big your brand is? You could have been like the Floyd of the heavyweights if you had some balls. I mean, you look, pause. You look good. You look like a model. Bitches love you. You could be on magazines and whooping ass. You could have been everything that they talked about, but instead you listened to her and got your ass whooped by a dude who looked like he a fucking janitor or some shit.
well, see, the guy don't think outside the box. That's why I love Lennox Lewis, and I love Prince Nassim Hamed. Those guys, Prince Nassim is back living in England, but he knew in order for him two things: to make the money and also to get the prestige and all the big fights. He had to come to America. Anthony Joshua, and they got American promoters, American trainers. That's just what you got to do. If you want to play in the NBA, let me tell you this: you can't turn pro and stay in Finland and play in the NBA. You're gonna have to come to the NBA. You're gonna have to come to America. There are just certain sports. You know what I'm saying? Most tennis players move to America to train. Am I right? So that's what Anthony Joshua is supposed to have done. But he had those plantation owners, you know,
And
Master
also, like,
Master Smith, and and all those guys, and that's who he wanted to
How you
listen.
gonna let your last fight, final fight, be in fucking no, your first fight I meant in America be your last, get knocked out by
because
Ruiz.
and I was gonna say that because he's gutless. That experience with Ruiz took all the last of his nuts. The last of his nut. He's fucking gutless, bro. You like I said, you put hands upside his little temple and he'll start skating. Like look what Usyk did. Usyk got in there doing little double jab, straight left, blah 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 blah.
Average fighter.
Right, and then the moment he put hands upside his temple, what age you doing? Start twerking on the ropes. Look crazy.
Yep. Usyk. They still get upset when I say this. Average fighter.
Damn.
I know
Oh, wait.
because it took D Hive to post a clip of fucking Vander Holyfield beating up on what's his name?
Foreman.
Foreman to make people realize like, oh yeah,
Bro.
Usyk gonna get his fucking ass whooped.
Man, let me tell you
He-
this.
my bro, like he was getting destroyed.
Boxing is one of the rare sports, man, where guys from old would beat up on newer age talent. Like, for example, could you imagine LeBron James going back to 1982 and playing basketball? He would average a triple double with 38 points a game or something crazy. You
He'll
get what I'm
dunk on
saying?
Larry Bird.
Well, yeah, but Larry Bird would do good. There are some crossovers, but in boxing, it just seems that there are more better talent from the past. And I will tell you this: Evander Holyfield would treat a Usyk fight as he probably wouldn't even train about 5 or 6 weeks to get ready for the fight, and he would go in there and he would destroy Usyk in about 5 or 6 rounds. First of all, he was faster in his prime. He was fast,
Way faster.
he was stronger, and he was bigger. And
He
he was
hit way
a
harder.
true FBA. Yeah, Alfred, right? He would
And-
bully him and then he would stop him. And just because he played church music to the ring, he was one of the meanest, nastiest fighters ever. Evander Holyfield didn't feel bad about headbutting you. He didn't feel bad about hitting you between your legs. He didn't feel bad about hitting you in the back of your kidneys. He didn't care. And he could fight.
And it's just like the situation with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. They talk all this shit, but can't nobody articulate what Usyk would do. I mean, you can't talk about the hand speed because that's not there. The foot speed is perfectly fine because Holyfield was always bouncing. And another thing is like Usyk
It's
power.
because he beat Breedis.
Yeah, like Usyk power ain't hitting on shit. What
And
you
what
gonna
did
do with Holyfield?
Breedis just do?
Hey, D-High, me and D-High was talking a little bit about the Breeders, and I was like, look, man, I called them guys a while back a bunch of Euro bums. Okay, people didn't like the term that I was using because I would call them bums. But I don't know nothing else to put it, man. These are average fighters, including the guy I was just talking about. You know what I'm saying? They're average. They good for today's fight, but they're average fighters. The guy Lawrence, the one that's calling Eddie Hearn a plantation owner, he's just an average fighter too. They
Right.
average, man.
And what I always say is that if all your opponents are only famous for losing to you, what have you really been accomplishing?
No,
And I've always said that he's fought nothing but big slow punchers and fucking Michael Hunter, and he damn near lost that shit.
Michael Hunter, the bounty hunter.
Right.
He's not the real bounty hunter, which was his dad, who could punch, who would have knocked Usyk out.
And,
But
and Michael
I mean,
Hunter been talking crazy recently. He's been talking about Wilder. I'm like, bro, you need to relax.
average.
Like, Just like I'm sorry, I'm a
Yeah.
huge Michael Hunter fan. I love Michael Hunter and his son. But
Why do you love him? Because it's things off the out of the boxing ring, or I mean,
not at all. I appreciate him bringing some of the skills of the lower weight classes up to cruiser and heavyweight. I appreciate that he's not just a puncher. And back when he was actually ambitious about boxing, he was able to actually exhibit some skill and some speed and stuff. So that's not why. But yeah, no, he's been talking about Wilder. I'm just like, man, you need to you got to really
average, right?
reassess. Yeah, like you getting draws and losing to Jerry Forrest and shit. Like,
Yeah, he average. Him and his brother both average. But the thing is, his brother known only for knocking out a guy inside of a bowling alley or something. And Michael is known for being one of the top amateur fighters in an average weight class.
You're just average, man. You're just average.
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He got a draw with Prime Povetkin.
High King of Midwest is just tripping out there. So he better than
greatest right now, but not ever.
So I guess he would be better than Holyfield. He would be better than Nate Miller. A lot of people don't even remember Nate Miller.
Right,
James Coney at cruiserweight. But look, Vasily Girov. I mean, we can go on and on about them cruiserweight guys. There's a lot of great ones, man. Ever. Okay.
I'm tired of dudes getting credit for beating up Anthony Joshua.
That wasn't even at cruiserweight though.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In general.
And the thing about it is like look at what's happening to his resume. They're either not doing shit else or they're getting beat up by people we have never heard of.
Man, and that's why I can't wait for this Ortiz versus Ruiz fight. Because somebody's like, damn, you don't want to see Wilder fight somebody else? I'm like, dude, he don't got to fight Ortiz. But I'm just saying, that's not changing the fact that Ruiz might get his ass kicked. Ain't no telling.
And even if he does cook Ortiz, which keep in mind, let me just put this out there. Andy Ruiz Jr. is supposed to knock out Luis Ortiz. He is supposed to. He has every fucking advantage. So if he gets in here and lose, not only does that give Luis Ortiz and Wilder more respect, but that makes him look like a bitch. And even if he gets in there and wins, and he decides he wants to make Wilder, he's getting smoked either way. So you just go ahead and get your money.
He has to knock Ortiz in like the first 5 rounds type shit.
Exactly. He's supposed to just jump on his ass, leave him no space, and smoke him.
If Ortiz come in here hitting them flush with straight left hands down the middle and have Ruiz picking himself up, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be looking at a lot of dudes sideways, especially Joshua.
I mean, it's gonna be hard for him to finish. It's gonna be hard for him to finish. Ruiz got a chin. You can get him on his ass because his legs are small, but he does have a chin.
Well, that's true.
Well,
he's looking mighty fast in the gym. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. I want to go back to your man that called Usyk the greatest cruiserweight ever, because I like to man, I want to give these guys a good shot, man. I don't want to just lie on them.
Go ahead.
Well, he beat a Polish guy named Galawicki or something like that, right? Galacki, that's how you pronounce it? Okay. Been knocked out a couple times here recently. Okay. Beat a South African named Moochnu or something. I don't know how to pronounce it, man. We never heard of the guy.
That's the dude that Macabooty just basically robbed.
Okay, so he got knocked out by Macabooty, right?
Yeah.
He got 6 losses.
Right.
Before Usyk beat him, he had just got knocked out. And he got knocked out to a guy in like his 7th fight. He got knocked out. So he's known for getting knocked out. All right. So that's a big win. Then he beat the great Michael Hunter, the bounty hunter. Then he beat Marco Huck. Jesus Christ, man. Marco Huck from Germany.
I ain't never heard of these guys in my life.
Now, Marco Huck, before he had knocked out Huck, now, Huck had been getting knocked out for 5 years. Okay, he got beat by Povetkin at heavyweight 5 years before he went back to cruiserweight. Chess got knocked out by a Polish guy, and he lost the fight before Usyk beat him. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that was another big win. Then he beat Tony Bello. If I ain't mistaken, didn't Adonis Stevenson knocked Bello out in the first round like 4 years or 3 or 4 years before Usyk beat him?
Oh yeah, that.
I mean,
did
I
happen.
could
Nah, he
be
got knocked
wrong.
out by Creed before then.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, hey man. And then Britis, right? Or that Britis, is that how you pronounce it? He beat him. Didn't we see him get beat Saturday night by nobody? Man, I'm gonna just tell you this, High King. Stop it, man. Stop it, brother. Stop it, man. Stop it. That guy ain't beat nobody at cruiserweight. His best win is Anthony Joshua.
People give him respect because he beat fucking Gassiev and Britis because they were both undefeated.
Average.
But the thing is, not only were they big slow punchers, but they were only famous for beating the same guy. Gassiev knocked out Dorticos, who was known as the KO Doctor, and then Britis went in there and barely beat him. So again, these two dudes are famous for the same fucking win.
Hey man, them guys be having some great nicknames. The KO Doctor, man, please.
Hey, no, put some respect on Dorticos' name.
Yeah, I am average.
Oh,
These guys average, man.
he almost beat those dudes.
Man.
Nah, man, Dorticos almost beat the same dudes Usyk beat. Just Gassiev knocked him out in the end because he hit him in the back of the head, and Britis barely won. It was a majority decision.
Facts, Cozy. He just got beat by nobody. About 9 fights.
Yeah, some Australian plumber came out of the woodwork. He broke his jaw and still managed to fucking lose. Pathetic. But yeah, no. Dorticos can fight, man.
I hear you, Di. Average. These average guys, man. Them guys get beat by cab drivers. We just seen you just said a plumber beat old boy, man, and they'll get beat by cab drivers. You know, I mean, I don't know, man.
But even though Dorticos knocked out fucking Tabiti, and that was like a big deal.
Average fighters, man. Euro trash, man. Euro trash, brother. Them guys can't fight, man. They average.
Not even Dorticos can get any respect.
Not even Dortigoat, man. Dorta whatever, man. Average. Average guys, man.
Oh shit, man! I swear, man. Especially when it comes to the Britis fight, I was mad as fuck when they gave that fight to Britis. I was like, "Oh, get this dude out of here."
Mm-hmm. Like you say, then Britis lost to a plumber, and all these guys that Usyk had beat, man, these guys were plumbers and you know what I'm saying, and fitness trainers and stuff, man. These guys want boxes, man.
And then what's worse is that Gassiev moved up to heavyweight. People were talking like he gonna do some damage. What the fuck is he been doing at heavyweight?
Man, he gonna get knocked out. And hey, look, they better continue to try to fight Chisora or somebody like that, man. They ain't gonna never step up and fight nobody, man.
Chisora's a fucking he on the plantation for sure. He ain't never leave. He every time I look up, he fighting somebody. Getting sacrificed.
Chisora trying to get some bread. He don't give a fuck. he's like Gabe Rosado of heavyweight. He's like, shit, who needs some work?
Chisora is suffering from CTE, brother.
And he knows it. That's why he's just saying, fuck it for my family. And I respect that.
Hey, what's up, High King of Midwest? Go ahead and shoot your shot with Usyk, man.
The great Usyk.
Man, this is Midwest. I don't know why they won't pop my picture up. My name. There was too many Midwesters on Twitter.
It's a lot of them.
You're literally the only Midwest I've ever seen on Twitter.
Man, it's like
I've seen a few.
I ran into like 4 of them. This shit had me pissed off.
Wow.
But my thing is, you can't call Usyk average because to
Why
me,
not?
he's the greatest cruiserweight. Not based off like to me, I don't base someone the greatest off of like matchmaking. Like, oh, would he beat this guy from old? I do it off accomplishments. Who had cruiserweight accomplished more than Usyk in history? No
All
one.
right. Okay. Go ahead.
So that's why I say he's the greatest. It
Okay.
like that. I don't think he would beat Evander at who's at cruiserweight nor at heavyweight, but I think he's accomplished more. So I think he's deserved to be called the
Shoot a
greatest
shot.
cruiserweight.
Wait, wasn't Evander Holyfield, was he undisputed at cruiserweight?
Yeah, but see,
Yeah,
that was the
it was
three
fewer
belt. See,
belts.
But
so
okay, but still, he was still undisputed at
yeah,
cruiserweight, right?
at a with
And
a higher level of opposition.
and wasn't he undisputed at heavyweight?
Absolutely.
Yep,
So
just fewer
how does
belts.
he have better accomplishments?
What is that?
Well, I think he's just talking about cruiserweight and the four belts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this, Midwest. I don't judge it according to accomplishments, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the belt situation, like for example, Josh Taylor, right? Josh Taylor is an undisputed junior welterweight champion. Let that sink in for a second. All the great fighters that have fought at 140, Costa Zoo, Chavez, Zab Judah, Mayweather, Chop Corley, just a Oscar De La Hoya, guys that I think would have been unbeatable at that weight class. Aaron Pryor. So we're gonna now say because Josh Taylor did something that none of them guys ever did at 140, that Josh Taylor is a better junior welterweight than them guys. Even though those guys may have won 1 or 2 titles, defended 8, 9, or 10 times against better opposition.
No, because I would say this. Josh Taylor accomplishments don't outshine theirs. To me, undisputed is not the
But
only.
Usyk's outshine Holyfield undisputed. And listen, here's another thing. Holyfield did his in his first 12 fights.
Usyk did it in the first
Another
11.
thing people forget, he came out of the chute. And listen, those guys, Pernell Whitaker, Evander Holyfield, Breland, those guys had stats. You know how they be talking about Lomachenko, 380-2. Hey, those guys, Pernell Whitaker was like Andre Ward. I don't think that Pernell Whitaker lost in 7 years before he was an amateur. I mean, into his amateur career. Mark Breland was like 274 or something with over 100 and some knockouts. So Holyfield came out to shoot ready to go and beat top level guys that have been champs for years. He beat them in his first 12 fights.
To me, the level of competition between the two is the same.
Okay.
To me, there's no like differentiate. That's why I compared them on accomplishments.
Okay.
But for me, when it comes to like Josh Taylor and like let's say a Costa Zoo or Durant or like to me, his accomplishments is only going undisputed at that weight class. You didn't beat no Hall of Famers at that motherfucking weight class. You didn't beat no all-time greats. You didn't even get a chance to defend your undisputed. You don't have like the record for the 140 most defended titles. You don't possess none of that. And that's why I can't consider Josh Taylor an all-time great at junior welterweight. But for me, I always
it was a win. It was a couple wins that Holyfield had at cruiserweight, man, that blew my mind about how good it was. You get what I'm saying? But now, you're gonna have to know boxing back in that time to know how good those wins really was. You get what I'm saying? To beat somebody like Dwight Muhammad Qawi, I mean, Henry Tillman, those guys, man, were on another level to Breedis and what's the other guy you said? D Hive, the KO master or something like that. You know, I forgot the nickname he gave. But those
Gassiev.
guys, what was it? The
It was
doctor of KOs or something?
no, it was Gassiev. I said that Breedis and Gassiev are only famous for beating that one
Right.
guy.
I know, but I'm saying what was their nickname?
Oh, the KO doctor.
The
That was
KO
the-
doctor. Yeah. These guys were on a little bit, different level. What I'm saying. There's nobody on the resume at cruiserweight that could touch Tillman or Dwight Muhammad Kwawi. You know what I'm saying? That's my or Carlos De Leon, uh, a Hall of Fame cruiserweight. That's what I mean by that, man. I mean a guy with 60 wins and or 55 wins, 35 knockouts and stuff like that. I'm just saying them guys were a little bit more better than the guys that Usyk beat. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, you know, we don't even know them fighters. I'm not trying to be funny, man. Breedis and Gassiv or however you pronounce it, those guys could walk into the they could walk in our house and be the plumber, and we wouldn't even think nothing of it. We wouldn't know them.
But you can say the same thing about the ones Holyfield beat. We don't know them.
Because you're probably young.
No, I would say even people of your age wouldn't notice them.
They wouldn't know Dwight
dude, I've
Muhammad
been seeing
Kwawi.
TikTok videos
I
of
think
what's his
that's
name.
different.
I've been
I
seeing
think they know
TikTok
him.
videos of what's his name.
Historically,
Muhammad Kwawi.
not a glamorous
Yeah,
way.
Dwight Muhammad Kwawi. Yes.
I've been seeing TikTok videos of him slipping punches and shit, laughing at what's his name, son, the one that passed away recently, the one that beat Ali with the teeth.
Oh, Leon Spinks.
Yeah, they've been playing videos of him. So I'm saying, like, dude,
Yeah,
they know
hey,
these
you
guys
see, he
a
who
little
breathes
bit.
the
They know a little
fire
bit of
talking
these
about
guys.
De
They don't know
Leon and
nobody
Kwawi.
who Usyk fought besides
and,
Breedis.
and
his
people
ass
will
sucked.
recognize Henry Tillman. I think people recognize Henry
Yeah,
Tillman.
he was a gold medalist
Yeah,
from America, right?
yeah, I think people recognize
And see, my thing is this right here too.
It's down.
Midwest is not just when Holyfield finished the cruiserweight division. Look at the monsters he went up against in the heavyweight division and won. Man, it's debatable if Usyk beat Chisora in that first fight. And I'm not trying to be funny. Like that was a 50-50 fight. I'm talking about when the fight was going on. Nobody knew who won at the end.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
I'm talking about the Usyk fight.
won it, but
It, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a close fight. Like
I don't
I'm
think so.
talking
That's
about
sweet to me.
the
I don't think
distance between him and Holyfield. Huh?
See, my thing, I'm comparing them at cruiserweight, not at heavyweight. And what makes you think he's basic?
What makes me think that Usyk is a basic fighter?
Yeah,
I don't see all the exceptional boxing ability that, and I'm talking about on the top level. Do I think he better than an average fighter going today? Yes. But overall, I think that everything he do is just good, but nothing great. Like he punch good, but he don't punch great. He moves good, but he don't move great. And now that he done put on that weight, he gonna be more stationary. I just don't see exceptional hand speed. I see good hand speed.
Oh, so you saying like compared to the Hall of Famers and his
No,
weight?
just compared to just what I see. I don't see nothing that stands out. I just see a good fundamental fighter, but I don't see nothing great. Like nothing. Like for example, if you watch a Gary Russell, you say, "Oh, he got great hand speed." What I'm saying is, I don't see anything that Usyk do great. I just don't. I see a basic fighter.
What do you think of Earl Spence?
I see a good fundamental fighter, but he does certain things exceptional, like
See,
his jab.
for you, I can make the same argument based on
Mhm.
everything about Earl Spence, about the quality of competition and everything. Like how y'all went down and said, "Oh, Usyk's opponents lost this and that." You can say the same exact thing about Earl Spence competition.
You don't like the Kell Brook win?
That's true, but look at the people.
Now I'm
that
asking, you don't like the Kell Brook win?
Yeah, but he just came off a loss to Golovkin.
Okay, you don't like the Lamont Peterson win?
But that's what I'm saying. Look at where the L's came from. The L's came from other certifieds, not people that we're unfamiliar with.
Just because you're familiar with someone don't mean they certified.
Is Golovkin not a certified?
Yeah, that's at middleweight though. That's why I don't really knock that one. But you can say the same. What has Brook done since losing to Spence? That win has an age greatly for him. Just like the Gassif win has an age greatly for Usyk. I can't give Spence credit for beating Danny Garcia. That dude lost every big fight he been in. I can't give him credit for Sean Porter.
Every big fight at 147. He won big fights before. Lucas Matisse and Lamont Peterson was good wins at 140. You know what I'm saying? But not at 47. Yeah.
Lamont Peterson was a robbery. Now I want to say that was at 147.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That was a robbery.
I agree with that, yeah.
But it wasn't the worst robbery.
Yeah, he got a few of them. Matter of fact, if I'm thinking, what's the dude name? He Hispanic.
Yeah. The little Mexican fighter, right?
Yeah, I'm glad we got Midwest on here. Midwest, what you think about all the shit that's going on with the Furies right now?
What's going on with the Furies?
Travel ban. Allegedly, there's $5 million on Tyson Fury's head. Bob Arum.
I told you what I think. I think DK should kill Fury for snitching.
You think you should just get him out of here for snitching?
Just get him out of here to set an example. Because if we all think about it, none of this started happening to Daniel Kinahan until Tyson Fury, big dumbass, came out with that. Thank you, Daniel, my boy.
Exactly.
That's when everybody started looking into him like, oh, this dude's still around in boxing. We told you to get the fuck up out of boxing. And then Mal Behrman came out telling me he's been working with him, and he's been working with MTK. Now the MTK dudes can't even get fights because they think they are connected to Daniel. And I think the same thing might be going on with the Pro Bello.
I think Richard Schaefer can't come back into the country too. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't understand why they keep referencing this dude by name. Stop saying Daniel Can. It's like saying, "Oh, Pablo Escobar, Tony Montana." Like, God damn.
They get to because what they trying to do is legitimize him. They trying to like get him to look at in a good way. See, I feel like what he was doing in boxing, he was washing money. That's what he was doing. He was washing money. But until he got his hands on Fury and started making money off Fury, that's when he started thinking, hey, I can go legit with this.
I honestly felt like he was on his P. Diddy shit, bro. On some, not saying that P. Diddy's a drug dealer, but on some like, I want to. It's time for me.
Hey guys, I gotta run, man. I gotta run real fast, man. I'll talk to y'all. All right.
All right. Go ahead. But yeah, I feel like he was on his P. Diddy shit on some like, man, it's time for me to shine, man. Like, I'm tired of playing the background. I want to be the man. Cause it's like, bro, if I had that type of money, bro, I would not, bro. You would not even see me ever.
Yeah, look at Al Heyman. Al Heyman doesn't do press. He don't do interviews. None of that shit.
Boom, 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 boom. Do y'all think this is holding up a lot of fights, or y'all think fights will get through?
I think
I just seen a direct quote from Derek James. He says the Errol Spence versus Crawford fight will happen if Bud signs. That's a direct quote from him.
I don't think recently. That fight is being held up.
My dude Brandon from YSM Sports said it. Interviewed him.
I think what's holding up that fight is money.
Yeah, I feel like what's holding up that fight is proving that money not going to go to Daniel.
No, I don't think so. I think it's them trying to pay Crawford. I think that's what it is. He's wanting the money that they're not willing to give him. I think that's what's holding up that fight. A lot of people don't realize he got a $6 million guaranteed purse for Sean Porter. So if I got $6 million guaranteed for Porter, I'm not gonna let nothing less than that no expense.
Well, I mean, shit, and hopefully it's a multi-fight deal situation because I heard that it was also partially the rematch clause that was one of the problems. So, I mean, shit. Hopefully it gets done, but if there's some criminality involved or they're worried about the Kinahan connection, or well, that's the way the fucking cookie crumbles. Shouldn't have signed with those scumbags.
He signed with who?
I said he shouldn't have signed with those scumbags.
He signed with them?
So yeah, Terrence Crawford signed with ESPN and MTK.
I never knew that.
Yeah, and then MTK no longer exists, so he's not technically signed with them because their company is dissolved, which means the contract is dissolved, but they all could be in for shit. It's just like people that had active contracts with Blackwater, and then Blackwater dissolved as an agency and then reformed into something else. Those people that got contracts rolled over is still under scrutiny. Oh,
so we don't have this one.
There's a lot of fuckery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what y'all think about this Saturday fight, Mark Masego versus Ray Vargas?
I think Ray Vargas gonna wash him. Maxio is a fraud, and it's not Maxio's fault. I mean, like I said on Twitter, outside of a left hook which Vargas is vulnerable to, I don't really see Maxio being able to do anything. Vargas is long, tall, lots of experience, 35 wins, no losses, 22 knockouts, and he fights good on the inside. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a wash.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never in my life been excited to watch Vargas fight.
Yeah, I know Ray Vargas is disrespected. I know. I always.
I think he's gonna lose though. I don't see him beat Messiah.
Okay. We gotta see. He's more boxer than puncher, but he can definitely punch. So
yeah, but that dude can't take a punch though.
Yeah, he can. He can take a punch.
Nah, I seen him floored like twice.
I mean, shit, Maxio's been dropped.
Yeah,
Maxio got dropped by fucking Seha in like the opening fucking few seconds. And also, like, just looking at Maxio's boxing ability, his IQ was so low. He had an injured Gary Russell in front of him with no jab, and he people say that's kind of controversial. So it's like, come on now.
Yeah, but Vargas ain't Gary Russell.
I understand that for sure, but
Vargas a little easier to hit.
I mean,
and plus, if I'm not mistaken, he's coming off a 2-year layoff and a broken leg, right?
He fought his last fight was on the Canelo implant undercard. So no, that's his last time. His last time out was on the Canelo plant, so it's not a 2-year layoff.
What's that?
November of last year. So, I mean, he hasn't been as active, but he's not. It's not a 2-year layoff.
Yeah, I don't see where he could win. Who else fighting this weekend?
Isn't Chisora and fucking Pulev?
I'm not interested in that.
Okay, but my thing with Maxio, I said I don't respect him as a champion, but if he beats Ray Vargas, I would.
Yeah, that's a certified W. If he beats Ray Vargas, I'll put some respect on him for sure.
I think he might sleep him.
You think Maxio gonna sleep Ray Vargas?
I think he might. I ain't gonna lie. I just feel like Gary Russell's feet was just too much for him.
I don't think he's gonna sleep shit.
His feet, his defense is too much for him. And
I think if
he
Ray
couldn't touch him. I feel like Ray Vargas might stand right in the middle of him. Isn't Ray Vargas coming off an injury or something?
I think he may have had some sort of injury, but I mean he looks recovered. He looks good. He and like I said, he fights good on the inside. You know, if he shells up and allows Mexal to get his hooks off, maybe. But he boxes well. He fights good on the inside. Has a long jab, and Mexal doesn't move his fucking head. So like I said, I think Ray Vargas can get in there and whoop ass. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Let me look up. Let me look up who else is on that card.
But shit, anything else on your mind, boxing related?
I
Who
mean,
on the undercard?
Rashidi
Oh, yeah,
Ellis, Brandon
Frank Martin.
Figueroa, and the rest of these people are like complete.
I heard that
Random.
Rashidi Ellis fight off.
What?
Yeah, one of them pulled out.
Oh wow, that's bullshit. And then we got Frank Martin and Jackson Marina. This is gonna be dope. Well, shit. If that's the case, then you should just. I mean, shit. Lose that weight. Have a fucking late replacement. Late replacement.
Let me see. I'm finna look it up. I think one of them definitely pulled. I remember reading like, "Oh, this is bullshit."
Carlos Castro versus Brandon Figueroa gonna be entertaining.
Carlos.
Y'all think Frank Martin got that one? Got it?
Yeah, Frank Martin gonna beat the shit out of Jackson Marina. That's not a problem. I don't see anything that Jackson Marina does that's special. I mean, what, because he box Rolly's ears off? That's not an option.
Yeah, Marina's really beat Rolly.
Yeah, and Rolly's horrible. So who the fuck is Marina's really beat? Like, fucking Rolly's terrible.
What weight class they fight at? Brenda Figueroa and Castro.
126.
Okay.
And Mark Castro?
No,
Nah, the young dude, Carlos.
Carlos Castro.
Oh, I was about to say. Shit, man. These fights came out of nowhere. I ain't really see no promotion for it like that until just of late.
I mean, it's not like it's not a banger. I mean, it's a featherweight title. So actually no, I lied. They're fighting at Brandon Figueroa is fighting at 120. Super Bantam is 122. Yeah, I said he was coming up to 126. Nah, that's a lie. At least I thought. Shit, I thought he said he was moving. I thought he said he was moving up in weight.
So wait, he fight Marinas?
Marina's got knocked out by motherfucking Richard Comey.
That's what I'm saying. He moving down in weight?
Frank Martin fight at 130.
Yeah.
No, Frank
Richard
Martin fights at
Comey fight at
135.
Oh, so yeah. Oh shit.
Okay, so the same weight.
Yeah, so he is. Wait, no. I'm tripping.
No one is moving up or down in weight. Everyone.
Nah, nobody's moving down. Them niggas all in the same weight class. I'm tripping.
Yeah. Just call me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm over here. I don't know.
Man, why he look? I didn't watch that. He fought Rolly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. That's why.
And they say he arguably beat Rolly. I thought he beat him.
Yeah, he definitely beat Rolly.
They did him like they did Robson.
He definitely beat the shit out of Rolly.
Yeah, Rolly was trash. Rolly couldn't do anything. That's the fight that basically told me that Rolly wasn't gonna do shit in boxing for real. Like I saw that fight and I was like, okay, so this dude is literal garbage. All right, cool.
What y'all think about Lomachenko coming back?
I know Julius said it's not gonna happen, but I think Tank should be chasing that fight right now.
Yeah, ain't like he got been nothing better to do.
Right. Neither one of them, and that's both their biggest paychecks ever. That'd be the biggest fight. That'd be bigger than Pedraza.
Tank, you need to fight somebody legitimate. You gonna have to stop with these shit shows.
Yeah, and then he's talking about Haney versus Kambosos, knowing they got to fight again. And I'm like, Lomachenko needs a fight. He needs money. Everyone thinks that Lomachenko beats Tank, so let's get it.
I don't see who else he fights if he doesn't fight Haney. Who else is out there for him?
They talking about Michelle Rivera, and that's a fucking like, come on.
For Loma?
No, no for
Why
Tank.
the hell they throw him in there with Loma?
No, for Tank.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think highly.
Loma necrophilia.
Yeah, Nakatila, because he coming off that Burchell knockout. They was like, oh look, he got power. It's like, oh, Burchell's just not good. I mean, Nakatila has power, but Burchell also is fucking CTE up the ass.
Even that fight might be a little too much for Lomachenko in his first fight back.
What, Nakatila?
Yeah, he fuck around to knock Lomachenko ass out if he catch him.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That should be crazy. Dr. Philly be looking like what's his name?
What I think they want to do with Loma,
They gonna say he one of the best contenders from Africa since that dude who fought Hagler.
they want to put Loma in there with Haney and get them belts from Haney and save him for Shakur.
Yeah, that seems like the obvious plan.
That's what I think they're doing.
They're probably gonna rob Haney in the United States.
Y'all see Shakur beefing with Dante Boxer Nation?
I don't even think you got to rob him. I think he can beat him.
I mean, he can, but I think Devin Haney's gonna and probably not get.
I think Shakur need to control his emotions as a man and a fighter.
Shakur just working to get Terrence Crawford's fan base because he knows they hate Dante's Boxing Nation. Even though Dante's Boxing Nation is one of the biggest Terrence Crawford supporters on YouTube, which I find hilarious.
Man, sometimes I be looking at Shakur, and he just seems like, even though he's skilled, that Achilles heel might be his emotions.
And you know what? That's what I said. That's why like I said in the rounds where Jamel Herring was grabbing him on the inside and he was doing the veteran tactics, he was uncomfortable and his gut reaction was to cry to the referee. I pointed that out. He gets really
And that's not the only time he did that. He did that in the Valdez fight too. And that's what made me say, hold on, man. This is the second time this nigga done this shit. Somebody's talking about him versus Tank. And I was just thinking to myself, like, dude, if he was already, like, not trying to trade really with Nakafili after feeling that power, imagine what he going to do with Tank.
And my thing is, if you do that and you're looking at the referee and you're uncomfortable about something, Tank can close the distance on your ass with a left hook real fast.
And the whole crowd gonna be like, ooh.
Yeah, so
shit. But the difference between the Valdez fight and the Tank fight is Valdez is a righty, so his right hand was already lined up for Shakur. Tank is a lefty. He won't land that left hand as easy as Valdez landed that right hand. That's why I don't really see that fight being that, like, I know a lot of people call it 50-50. To me, I think Shakur wins it, like, maybe 8-2, 7-3. I mean,
hell no.
I mean,
I think he gets slept. I'm talking about 8th round type shit.
Because my thing is,
Tank not that good of a boxer. I don't know what y'all really be saying to that dude.
Damn.
You didn't even got to like bring up personal things. Just look at the styles. Shakur's a pure boxer. He's a boxer puncher.
That's perfectly fine. But I understand you all are relying on Shakur to move his feet. But what's gonna happen when Tank forces him in a situation? Forces him in a situation where he engages in a shootout. Shakur is gonna lose every single time. And not to mention, you guys can talk about Tank's IQ and what he looks like and what he does. But even if everything you were saying was correct, he makes up for that in sheer strength, speed, and athleticism. So, and also to boot, whatever Shakur has in store, I don't really see anything that particularly troubles Tank. What is Tank going to be afraid of? Him moving? No, Tank is quick. He'll just keep closing the distance and jumping on him repeatedly until he stops.
Anything. It's just that he wouldn't be able to keep up. Like, yeah, Tank quick. He not as quick as Shakur. Yeah, Tank is fast. He not as fast as Shakur. He don't got the feet of Shakur. Like, only thing Tank has on him is power, and he won't be able to land that power.
No, Tank. Shakur has very educated feet. Tank's feet are faster.
No, I seen
Yes.
that Rolly fight. I just watched it like the other day,
Rolly was coming forward because Rolly was significantly bigger than
and I
Tank, and
watched
Tank
that.
just wanted to time it.
What's the other one? Barrios fight. I watched the Barrios fight, and I watched the. It was another fight. The
Yeah, two,
Gamboa fight. The last three fights.
yeah, three guys that were
Tank is
bigger
not a
and
good pressure fighter.
slower than him, so he didn't have to close the distance. When he's chasing down a moving target, you think that he won't close the distance, especially if he's in a situation where he's
Well,
going to
here's
lose,
the
he
thing:
doesn't get a stoppage.
Shakur is bigger than him too.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But like I said, Shakur, and first of all, like I said, his feet aren't faster, and his power isn't troubling.
Yeah, but that jab in your face is really, really discouraging.
And Tank uses the high guard and also slips a lot of punches.
Yeah, but the thing is, y'all are depending on Tank to become a pressure fighter. He's not a pressure fighter.
No, I'm not depending on Tank to become a pressure fighter. I'm depending on Tank kind of the same way you all depend on Terrence Crawford's emotion. I'm depending on Tank to become frustrated with Shakur consistently moving around and eventually just putting him in situations where he jumps on Shakur and forces a shootout in which Shakur will most likely lose. Shakur will not win shootouts. He
Thing
doesn't
is,
win
for
shootouts.
me,
Shakur said to himself, Nakatila's power was worrisome. Imagine
yeah.
someone with better feet than Nakatila.
But the thing for me is, I seen somebody jump on Shakur. He stayed composed. For me, I
Who
feel
was
like
that person?
Valdez. I literally just seen it the last fight, and I
Right.
seen Heron try to jump on him too. He stays composed. He gets back on the jab and gathers his distance. That game plan you thinking of, I know you ain't gonna like it, but it better works for Devin Haney because if you hit Devin Haney, he'll stand there and swing with you.
All right, but the thing is,
You can
Shakur
get Devin
didn't.
Haney in the firefight quicker than you can get Shakur. Shakur, he gonna stick to the fundamentals. I
But,
just don't see Tank beating him.
but first of all, those two people are again. Jamel Herring has literally lost to every fucking Southpaw East fall, so the blueprint was already there. And Valdez is fucking Valdez. Couldn't even be Conceição. But my point was that Shakur actually wasn't composed. He was visibly uncomfortable and stopped to complain to the referee when those things happened.
I
He
know,
was not.
but he didn't get in a shootout though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Tank is gonna reach out and hug him. I'm saying Tank is gonna press him behind either the jab or the straight left, drive him toward the ropes like others did, and actually get shots off.
I don't think so. It ain't gonna. I think that jab right there is gonna keep the distance.
All
I
right,
think that fight looks like Haney Cambosos.
hey, well, hey, we gotta see it.
That's
We
all.
gotta see it. Hopefully we can get it at some point.
Oh damn, it cut out. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, he said hopefully he get it. So salute to my brothers. What y'all think about Roby's Ramirez at 126?
Oh, VC
That shit was funny as fuck when he fucking had Nova.
That dude is just.
Oh yeah, he beat that's the guy who fought Nova.
Yeah, slumped his ass in one
Oh
punch.
my god! And then Top Rank still posting this nigga mascot. I'm like, bro, just cut that shit out. You embarrassing that man. That shit was bad.
But Rabizi's good, especially now that he has better management. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, I mean, do I think he's the best at 126? I don't know, but
That crowd ain't come here yet. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, he haven't been here. Yeah, but you talk about what's the name Noah, so he might just pop up. But I don't know, man. So who do y'all think Tank fight next again?
Well, like you said, Michelle Rivera looks likely. El Rayo and Frank Martin have fights coming up soon. So I don't know. And like I said, I don't want it to be Michelle Rivera, but that fucking is what it is.
Said, what fight would y'all like to see? Luis Nery versus Brandon Figueroa or Angelo?
Well, them niggas already fought. Brandon Figueroa already stopped Luis Nery.
Yeah, he stopped him.
Yeah, so
with a body shot.
Yeah, exactly. Because Luis Nery decided to fight like a fucking idiot.
I mean, he always does though.
I mean, I've seen better versions of Luis Nery than that. He just
when he was on the drugs.
Yeah, when he was on that clean. Ever since he got off that clean, that dude.
Yeah, and Angelo Leo, I mean, that's a good fight, I guess, but he's got like 21 wins and 9 knockouts. I don't think he's going to fucking do anything with Brandon. I think he's going to get in there and lose. But, he
What
might
y'all
get some
think
shit off
about
in there.
AB versus Figueroa?
Oh, that Adrian Broner versus Omar? That's good. They both,
Finally, AB got a fucking fight. He gonna look good, or he better
I
look
don't
good.
think so.
he better look good because Omar
This,
got
this,
fucking
yeah,
vomiting blood from Abel Ramos.
that dude beat the shit out of Ghost.
Oh, yeah. Robert Guerrero? Yeah, he
Yeah, he
fucking
beat the shit out of Guerrero.
What you think about your boy Abner Morris coming back?
Rents do.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody here. I don't give a fuck about Abner Mars, bro.
I still got the Showtime flyer of Abner Mars versus Tank in my fucking Google Photos, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Tank would have killed this nigga.
G still would. That's why Abner Mars said, I wanted that fight back then, but now I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, bro, you don't want that shit. I don't want that shit.
You know what's so crazy? When it was Tank announced to fight Abner Mars, people was like, damn, that's a pretty good fight. And then all of a sudden, when Tank versus Leo Santa Cruz got announced, people said that was a terrible fight. I don't understand that shit.
I mean, I don't know. Like people think that because of Tank's power that he's some like big ass dude, but like he's little. Like even Midwest said that Shakur's bigger than Tank. Shakur is bigger than Tank technically. Do I think that's gonna help him in if they should ever meet? Not particularly, because Tank excels with bigger opponents. He struggles with people smaller than him, as we saw with Cruz. But we gotta see it.
Shit, this.
You said Tank what?
I said that Tank usually does well against bigger opponents. It's when people that are smaller than him where he kind of struggles.
Like who? Oh, Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz was smaller than him. He was a smaller target to
That
hit.
was a tough fight for Tank. I don't care nobody said that shit was tough.
Yeah, he broke his fucking hand. That shit wasn't supposed to happen.
I ain't gonna lie, I was on edge during that fight. Hey, and that lets you know, I ain't gonna lie, Tank been active, ain't he?
What, like in the year 2021?
That was like the end of the year last year, right?
Yeah, he fought. He fought twice in 2021, like just twice.
Y'all sure that win this year?
He got more fights than fucking Big Charlo.
Oh God, don't even remind me about Jamal fucking Charlo. Jesus Christ.
I done forgot about that nigga. I ain't gonna lie.
you forgot about it. Oh shit, that's fucked up.
It's like ever since that motherfucking Canelo turned down that contract, it's like his heart got broken in his back.
Yeah, now we gotta see what's going on with the selected. I hope it's not serious like a Dmitry Pirog level back incident, because that's why Pirog had to retire. Because Pirog was, I think Pirog would have probably smoked Triple G's ass, to be quite honest. And yeah, he retired, unfortunately. I think Pirog was on his way to being what people give Triple G credit for. I think Pirog was really that fucking.
If Triple G going in the Hall of Fame, Errol Spence in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Yeah, should be, all things considered.
What is Triple G's biggest win?
Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, Danny Jacobs.
That's it.
I thought it was Kell Brook.
Nah.
Not really. He's coming from welterweight. Danny Jacobs was at least bigger than him.
Yeah, it'd be Danny Jacobs. Unless he go in there and beat the shit out of Canelo.
Yeah, that was the thing.
He's definitely Hall of Fame, 2 division champ, undisputed. I think he's going. He's Hall of Fame though, just because of the title defenses. They gonna put him in there. What do you get? 18 title defenses.
Well, a lot of those were inferior titles, so like regulars and shit like that.
You sure?
Yeah, I recall he was defending the IBO and the fucking WBA regular for the longest.
I'm finna count the real number. The real question is, should AB get in?
Adrian Broner.
Yeah.
Shoot. Uh, it's hard. I mean, 4 division champ, sure, but because Eric Morales got into the Hall of Fame, but then again, we gotta look at the resume. So it's, I mean, Hall of Fame shit talker, absolutely. Fucking AB is fucking undefeated.
Y'all check this out.
What's going to happen? Told anybody. So everybody else is speculating maybe. So nobody, nothing you can say about it. It's like everybody's talking. Fight, it's going to happen. The guys have the contract.
Do you think everyone just should chill out? It's going to happen in the fall. Just hold your horses.
Everybody prediction, everybody. It's all going to happen. You're going to get what you want. Everybody's going to get it. Now, you guys just deal with it. Sit out. It's going to happen. And you're going to get it.
Now, after the fight with Spence Ugas, I asked you, what are your thoughts?
Derek James said it's gonna happen if he signed a contract, and then he said, "Gotta make sure he get what he want," and it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was clear that Terrence Crawford was clearly unhappy with something, but like he needs to fucking negotiate and tell him what the problem is, and send his revision so we can get this shit done. Fuck, and again, you got fucking Bomac's greasy ass at the forefront, probably doing a whole bunch of talking, and that's not good.
I don't know how to count GGG title defenses because this is 2013. Well, it goes back to 2010 with the WBA regular, but those would be count as title defenses if it wasn't a WBA super. So I don't know if it was a WBA super champion there.
I don't think there was, but I mean, if inferior titles don't get no respect now, then they shouldn't retroactively get more respect because a superior title didn't exist. It's just like when you were talking about Usyk's undisputed. The only reason why he got 4 belts is because it was a different era.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, in 2011, the WBA regular was the belt everybody was getting as the real belt. The super came into play, I want to say around 2012-ish, 13-ish, 14-ish. It wasn't every week. It was like heavyweight, welterweight, another weight class. But super was only like, because you remember you had to unify and defend the title twice or something like that. They considered a super champion, some bullshit.
Okay, well, if you want to
They
get
did. It was really like a franchise champion. So if you defended it 2 times, you didn't need a man though for your WWE belt. And that's how Floyd got out of fight third. So I know that.
well, if you want to give those to Triple G, that's perfectly fine.
But then it still couldn't be 18 because he had that bullshit IBO.
Yeah, like I don't really give a shit just because of the people he was fighting. I can't even recall who the fuck these people even were.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
He didn't get his first legitimate shot until what he'd be like, who, like a nigga named Felix Strum or some shit.
I would say probably yeah. You beat Daniel Gill. Daniel Gill was a champion. Was given a super. It might have been a super.
Oh shit! I got Lil Durk OTF in the background trying to join the stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Lil Durk over here. I ain't know Lil Durk is a boxing fan. Oh yeah, he did walk out. He walked Tank out a couple times.
He did.
Yeah, he walked him out in the cruise fight. Yeah, I remember because I drew a picture of it. Oh, shit.
Bam fighting Choco.
Man,
Everybody picking Bam to just stop Chocolatito. I'm like, oh, okay. Shit.
you know why? Because Bam got them angles like
Yeah,
Lomachenko.
yeah, he remind me of Loma, like a watered down version.
And absolutely, if Purok hadn't have broken his back, he would have beat the shit out of Triple G. He would have smoked his bitch ass because Purog is actually the guy that they want Triple G to be. Purog would have been that dude. He would have, and honestly, Purog probably would have beat Canelo too. Keep it real, he probably would have beat his ass.
Hey, shit. Hey, but I'm about to get up out of here though.
All right, for sure. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for having me up.
Yeah, no worries.